Hello and welcome to my most anticipated releases of 2024. I have around 30 books that I want to just put out there that I'm interested in reading. Do I ever actually end up reading the books that I'm anticipating? No. Maybe some of them, but usually not all of them. I have around 30, so I'm not gonna go extremely into detail of each one because otherwise we're gonna be here for like 30 minutes. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first book I have on my list is called A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft, which is about a magical dressmaker and a prince, I think, falling in love with each other. And she's making his like wedding attire, something like that. And I was interested because it looks kind of like the vibes of The Prince and the Dressmaker. So love that. The next book that I have is Somewhere in the Deep by Tanvi Berwa. I might butcher some names today, which is about a girl who is in an extreme amount of debt to someone, I don't remember what. She gets a deal, which is if she can join this like treasure hunt mission thing and complete it, she will be absolved of those debts. I don't know if that's the right word. And I also think that there's like a enemy's childhood enemy something to lovers, and it's inspired by South Asian mythology, I think. So, sounds fun. The next book that I have is called Dungeons and Drama, which I love that name, and the cover is so cute, by Christy Boyce, which is about a girl who's in theater, and when she does something, she gets grounded and is forced to work at her parents' like store or something, and she makes a deal with the guy that works there to cover her shifts, and she will make his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend jealous, something like that, or crush, I don't know. By doing that, she has to join a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So that sounds interesting. So fake dating is all I needed, honestly. Next, I have The Getaway List by Emma Lord, which what interested me about this, other than it being Emma Lord, which I've liked books from her before, is that it is about these two friends that have like a bucket list or a getaway list, hence the name of the book. And I love books with lists or things that they need to complete, so that's what interested me about this. And it's about the girl going to New York with her friend to do this list. And that's all I need. The next book is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which I am so excited about, which is a romance between a vampire and a werewolf, and it is a marriage of convenience situation, so I'm so excited. Next I have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone, I don't know, which is about a girl who after a one-night stand gets pregnant unexpectedly, and her best friend is being weird, so her best friend's brother actually becomes someone who is like in her life to help her with everything, and there's a romance between them, I think. The next book that I have is A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal, I don't really know, which is kind of giving Six of Crows vibes. It's about a girl and her crew trying to fight off vampires. It sounded interesting, and I love heist books. Next I have A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, and it's a Norse-inspired fantasy, and there's also a forbidden romance kind of moment, which I'm really excited about, and I am on the lookout for Nordic-inspired books that are romantasy, so this feels like that vibe. Next I have Happily Never After by Lynn Painter, which is about this woman who finds something out about her fiance, and she gets this man to be an objector. So the person says, I object at a wedding. And so after that, they start working together as professional objectors at weddings, and they fall in love. Something like that. It sounded fun. Next, I have Where Sleeping Girls Lie by an author that is the hardest name I've ever encountered in my life, so I'm not even gonna try and butcher it, which is a YA mystery set in a boarding school and some girls go missing, something like that. Next I have The Perfect Guy Doesn't Exist by Sophie Gonzalez, which is about a girl who writes fan fiction and that fan fiction comes to life, which sounds so freaking good, honestly. And I'm really excited because I love Sophie Gonzalez's books, so I'm so excited. Next I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, I don't know, which is kind of like a movie, which is, I think it's Good Luck Chuck that I'm thinking of, which is a guy who has this curse on him, who every woman he dates, after they break up, she finds her soulmate and gets married. So this book is the same thing, and I love that, so I don't really care that's already been done, as long as it's slightly different, hopefully, when I read it. Yeah, sounds fun. Next, I have The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, which is another mystery from Holly Jackson, which is about this girl who disappears, and a few years later, the family decides to be in a documentary, and some secrets start coming up. I don't know. The next book I have is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana, I don't know, which is about a woman who goes to work at her aunt's inn, and there she finds some sort of weird book which she wants to decipher, I think? I don't know. And she needs the help of this really hot man to do so. And yeah, sounds great. The next book I have is the new Leigh Bardugo that's coming out, which is called The Familiar, which I don't know if I will like it, but I will still read it. It's a historical fantasy set in Spain. Yeah, I don't know what it actually is about, but I will consider reading anything by Leigh Bardugo. I did not read King of Scars, but that's another matter. Next we have another Emily Henry book, which is Funny Story, which is about a woman and a guy. They're about to get married. He remembers he's actually in love with his childhood best friend, whose ex, the first girl, starts falling in love with. It sounds so complicated. I probably am explaining this so wrong, but it doesn't matter. That's the plot. And I will read anything by Emily Henry. Next I have Song of Six Realms by Judy I. Lin, I don't know. Which honestly I don't really know what it's about, other than a woman who is a musician is about to be like forced into servitude or something, but a man makes an offer that she can work for him and he will later release her or something. But actually there's like a deeper thing going on. I don't really know, but the cover is beautiful, and when I read what it was about, which I don't remember now, but that's besides the point, I thought it was interesting and sounded like a book I would like. Next I have another Christina Lauren book, which is The Paradise Problem, which is about a man and his ex fake dating or marrying, I don't know, in order to receive a massive inheritance. Next, we have a new Veronica Roth book, which is called When Among Crows, which is about a girl who has a curse that will kill her, and she's trying to find a cure, and about a guy who's like a knight, I think, and he makes a deal that if they can defeat this, I think it's Baba Yaga actually, monster, whatever, person, that he will give her some sort of a cure for her curse, which is a flower. Yeah, kind of like Tangled. The next book I have is The Honey Witch, which is by Sydney J. Shields, which is a sapphic romance about a woman who doesn't believe in love and a magical matchmaker, I think. And I think the witch has like some sort of a curse that no one can fall in love with her, something like that. I don't remember, but it sounds really cute and I love everything about it so far. Next I have a new Stuart Turton book, which is The Last Murder at the End of the World, which is about an island that has around 100 people and somebody starts dying and it can only be someone on the island, which sounds fun. But there's like a fog coming in and that's gonna kill them, something like that. So they have like a time constraint, because if nobody fixes the fog, I don't actually know. There's something going on with the fog and there's like something that's wiping people's memories. So It sounds interesting. It kind of has the same vibe as the 7.5 or 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I really loved. My camera died, but we're back. This is probably a different angle, it doesn't matter. The next book I have is another Ali Hazelwood book, which is Not in Love, which is a romance between two people in like competing companies. I don't know. And it's like a secret, no strings attached vibe, but they're obviously going to be attached by the end of it. Next, I have a new Nicola Yoon, which is actually a thriller. The Goodreads summary of the book said that it is Stepford Wives meets Get Out, so I'm interested. And that's the only thing that I actually know about it, so yeah. There's not even a cover yet. Next, I have the sequel of The Shadows Between Us, which is The Darkness Within Us by Trisha Levenseller. I'm really excited. I loved book 1, which is about a girl who is trying to seduce the king, who is the King of Shadows. And this sequel is about her sister, who's called Chrysantha. Fucking weird ass name. Next, I have a new series by Talia Hibbert, which is called Sky Brier. The only thing that is currently on Goodreads is that it is inspired by Jane Austen. Next, I have another Emma Lord book, which is The Breakup Pact. This is kind of, I don't know yet, but I'm still gonna read it because it mentions TikTok, and I have like a thing that I don't like that in books. But it is about two friends that pretend to date on social media because they were embarrassed by their exes on said social media, which is TikTok. And I'm excited even though I hate the mention of like actual social medias in books, but whatever. And the last book that I have on my list is called A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft, which is about a folklorist who has to team up with their rival to solve their mentor's murder. Yeah, lovely. But those were all the books that I so far have on my list that are coming out next year. There are obviously some others, but they're like sequels, and I have not read the first book, so I'm not counting them. I'm probably gonna find more books until then, but so far those are the ones that I'm interested in reading or very excited, as I've said about some of them. Mostly authors that I've read from before, that I've loved, like Ali Hazelwood and Emma Lord and Christina Lauren. But I just wanted to talk about these books, and hopefully I actually end up reading some of them next year. I'm probably just gonna read the ones that I'm actually really excited about, so like the ones that I just mentioned. But yeah, I'm excited. There are some great books coming out next year. If there are any books that you know are coming out that I did not mention and you think I would be interested in, please leave them in the comments. I'm always looking out for new books to read, even though I clearly do not need more books, but here we are. But that is everything for today, and I'll see you in my next word video. Bye!